How's it going, everybody? The second half of the spring sale just started on PlayStation. It's running from now until April 22nd, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 90% off. Every day, I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. For $29, 58% off, Spider-Man 2 is an open-world action-adventure where Peter Parker and Miles Morales face their toughest challenge yet while protecting New York from Venom and a rising symbiote threat. With faster web swinging using web wings, seamless switching between Peter and Miles with distinct abilities, and intense battles with iconic villains like Kraven and the Lizard, it delivers a larger, darker, and more cinematic sequel. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $40, 34% off, Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition is a massive open-world action RPG that follows Aloy into the deadly Forbidden West as she confronts mysterious new threats endangering the future of Earth. With a vast frontier of diverse biomes, combat against colossal machines, and the included Burning Shores expansion continuing the story beyond the main campaign, it delivers the full, definitive experience of Aloy's journey. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off, Resident Evil 4 is a reimagined, genre-defying survival horror experience that modernizes the classic with stunning visuals, refined controls, and an expanded, emotionally charged narrative bursting with atmosphere. 6 years after the Raccoon City outbreak, Agent Leon S. Kennedy is sent to rescue the president's kidnapped daughter from a remote European village where the locals are twisted by a mysterious, horrifying infection. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $39, 45% off, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition is an open-world RPG where you play as V, a cyber-enhanced mercenary rising through Night City while uncovering the power of a mysterious implant alongside Johnny Silverhand. Explore a sprawling, futuristic city, engage in deep combat and customization, and experience both the base game and Phantom Liberty expansion while navigating political intrigue, high-stakes missions, and dangerous alliances. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Days Gone Remastered is a gripping open-world action-adventure that plunges you into a post-apocalyptic Oregon overrun by feral freakers and ruthless human gangs, putting survival, strategy, and endurance to the test. Ride as former outlaw biker Deacon St. John on your drifter, navigating a harsh world where unpredictable weather, day-night cycles, and ever-present threats create tense, pulse-pounding encounters. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $20, 75% off, the Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition and Village Gold Edition bundle delivers 2 survival horror experiences, following Ethan Winters through a first-person journey of family tragedy, grotesque enemies, and tension. Across both games, you'll explore claustrophobic environments and haunted villages, solve intricate puzzles, manage scarce resources, and survive intense combat, with all DLC included. It's an 85 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 55 hours to get both platinums. For $24, 60% off, No Man's Sky is a vast sci-fi adventure where you explore a procedurally generated universe filled with unique planets, alien life, and endless discoveries across a constantly evolving galaxy full of secrets and surprises. Explore diverse worlds, build bases and upgrade equipment, and pilot ships and freighters as you trade, fight, and survive dynamic encounters across an ever-expanding universe filled with danger and opportunity. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $20, 20% off, Absolum is a fast-paced, side-scrolling beat-em-up blended with roguelite progression, set in the original fantasy world of Talum. Play as a roster of unique heroes, each with distinct combat styles, magical powers, and explosive abilities, as you fight through richly detailed environments, tackle unpredictable enemy encounters, and explore multiple paths in a quest to overthrow the tyrannical Sun King Azra. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $24, 20% off, Marvel Cosmic Invasion is a retro-inspired side-scrolling beat-em-up where Earth's mightiest heroes and cosmic champions unite to stop Annihilus. Battle from New York City to the Negative Zone using the Cosmic Swap tag team system to chain flashy dual hero combos, unleash character-specific special attacks, and fight through stages brought to life with vibrant full-color pixel art inspired by classic Marvel comics. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For For $21, 58% off, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered is an action RPG set in a far future Earth overrun by colossal machines, where you play as Aloy, a young outcast, uncovering her origins and the secrets of a mysterious world. Explore lush, overgrown ruins, encounter unique tribes, settlements, and compelling companions, while facing awe-inspiring, deadly machines and rival factions in fast-paced combat using a wide array of tools and weapons. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $29, 58% off, The Last of Us Part 1 is a story-driven action-adventure rebuilt from the ground up for PS5, retelling the award-winning journey through a shattered post-pandemic America. With completely rebuilt visuals and animations, refined combat and stealth encounters, and an emotionally charged cross-country journey following Joel and Ellie, it delivers a definitive version of one of gaming's most celebrated narratives. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $40, 50% off, God of War Ragnarok Deluxe Edition is a cinematic action-adventure that continues Kratos and Atreus' emotional journey through the Nine Realms as Fimbulwinter threatens the fate of gods and mortals alike. You'll battle Norse gods and monsters with fluid, expressive combat, explore stunning mythological landscapes, and witness the evolving father-son relationship through epic set pieces and boss fights as prophecy and destiny close in. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 80% off, Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition is an open-world western where you play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw navigating loyalty and survival as the Vanderlyn gang fights to endure in a changing America. Explore vast frontier, engage in dynamic combat and missions, and experience both story mode and Red Dead Online as you hunt, rob, and build your life across a detailed world shaped by your choices. It's a 95 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 200 hours to platinum. For $35, 30% off, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is an action-adventure brawler where you follow Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima through Tokyo and Osaka as their intertwined stories unfold in a gritty crime drama filled with betrayal. Explore detailed city districts, switch between multiple fighting styles, and experience expanded story content and multiplayer modes as you take on missions, side activities, and intense street battles across vibrant locations. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 140 hours to platinum. For $35, 50% off, Metaphor Refantazio is a sweeping fantasy RPG from the creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5, following a young hero and his fairy companion Gallica as they fight to lift a deadly curse from a lost prince across a sprawling, magical kingdom. Explore a vibrant world full of mysteries and hidden lore, traveling by gauntlet runner to distant towns and dangerous dungeons while managing quests, relationships, virtues, and character bonds. It's a 93 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $25, 58% off, Sackboy A Big Adventure is a vibrant 3D platformer where you guide Sackboy through handcrafted worlds full of thrilling challenges, clever puzzles, and dynamic hazards packed with secrets, collectibles, and inventive level design rewarding exploration. Play solo in a peril-filled race against time, or team up with 2 to 4 players in chaotic, joyful local and online co-op, overcoming obstacles and tackling co-op-only levels. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Grand Theft Auto V is an action-packed open-world adventure where 3 criminals, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, navigate the ruthless underworld of Los Santos, planning high-stakes heists in a city teeming with opportunity. You'll explore a vast, detailed city filled with dynamic events, side activities, and hidden secrets, seamlessly switching between characters to tackle missions with strategy, skill, and chaotic creativity. It's a 96 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $29, 58% off, Returnal is a roguelike third-person shooter that puts you in the role of Celine, a space explorer crash landing on the ever-shifting alien planet Atropos, where death means restarting your journey with new challenges. Adapt to constantly changing environments, scavenge alien technology to upgrade abilities, and engage in intense bullet hell combat while uncovering the story of Celine and her connection to the planet. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $28, 30% off, Little Nightmares 3 is a co-op horror adventure that follows 2 lost friends as they struggle to escape the nightmarish nowhere, a world cruelly hostile to children. Working together with their signature tools, a bow and a wrench, you'll sneak through grotesque environments, solve environmental puzzles, and rely on cooperation to overcome towering obstacles and terrifying threats, whether played with a friend or an AI companion. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $37, 25% off, Ready or Not is a tense, realistic tactical shooter where you lead an elite SWAT team to restore order in a city overrun by ruthless criminals and widespread corruption, danger, and chaos. You'll plan and execute high-stakes missions, positioning your squad for precise breaches, neutralizing threats, and rescuing civilians, all while making life-or-death decisions that affect your team's survival and the success of each operation. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $29, 58% off, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is an action-adventure that puts you in the shoes of Ratchet, Clank, and the new Lombax hero Rivet as they fight a robotic emperor intent on conquering multiple worlds. Blast through diverse planets, manipulate dimensional rifts, and wield an outrageous arsenal of weapons, while exploring stunning new locations and alternate versions of familiar favorites in a story full of humor, art, and high-octane action. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $12, 70% off, Assassin's Creed The Ezio Collection lets you step into the legendary shoes of Ezio across 3 epic adventures, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, all remastered with enhanced graphics. Follow Ezio's journey from a young man learning the assassin's ways to leading the Brotherhood in Rome, and finally to Constantinople as he walks in the footsteps of his mentor, Altair. It's an 87 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 110 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $12, 85% off, Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition is an expansive open-world action RPG set in the magical universe of Harry Potter, letting you explore Hogwarts and its surroundings in the 1800s. The Deluxe Edition adds the Thestral Mount, Dark Arts Battle Arena, exclusive cosmetic sets, the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop Quest, and special items like the Onyx Hippogriff Mount and Felix Felis's Recipe, enhancing both gameplay and style. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $29, 58% off, Rise of the Ronin is an open-world action RPG set in 1863 Japan, where a nameless Ronin navigates a nation in turmoil as the Tokugawa shogunate collapses and Western forces arrive. With story choices that shape historical outcomes, deep yet accessible combat blending melee weapons and period firearms, and a detailed Bakumatsu-era open world inspired by real events and figures, it offers a flexible and character-focused journey. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 55 hours to platinum. For $29, 58% off, Demon's Souls is a stunning remake of the PlayStation classic, rebuilt by PlayStation Studios and Bluepoint Games to deliver breathtaking visuals, immersive sound, and masterful performance for a new generation. Venture into the fog-laden kingdom of Boletaria, where King Alan's quest for power awakened the Old One, unleashing nightmarish creatures that devour souls and drive humans mad, leaving only despair and peril in their wake. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $16, 20% off, Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition is a classic 2D platformer where you punch, glide, and explore vibrant worlds to rescue the Electoons from Mr. Dark. With 5 playable versions, over 120 extra levels, and features like Rewind, Infinite Lives, and an interactive developer documentary, it delivers a definitive and nostalgic experience across generations with an enhanced soundtrack, rare SNES prototype, and behind-the-scenes concept art. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $28, 60% off, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a high-octane first-person shooter that plunges players into a tense global conflict, blending cinematic storytelling, tactical combat, and fast-paced multiplayer action. You step into the boots of iconic operators from Task Force 141, taking part in small-scale infiltration missions, highly classified operations, and globe-trotting campaigns that test strategy, skill, and teamwork. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $40, 20% off, Styx Blades of Greed is a stealth-focused fantasy adventure where you play as a cunning goblin chasing the powerful resource quartz in a world on the brink of war. With vast vertical environments, abilities like cloning, invisibility, and mind control, and a Zeppelin-based crew system, you'll explore places like the Wall, Turquoise Dawn, and Akanesh, while tackling missions with total freedom and creative player-driven approaches. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Street Fighter VI is the latest evolution of the iconic fighting franchise, powered by Capcom's RE engine and featuring 3 immersive modes, World Tour, Fighting Ground, and Battle Hub for both casual and competitive players. Step into the shoes of 18 legendary and new fighters, each redesigned with cinematic specials, unique abilities, and a range of classic, modern, or dynamic controls to master combat at any skill level. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is a cinematic first-person shooter reboot that delivers a gritty single-player campaign alongside a massive, ever-evolving online multiplayer experience. You'll engage in intense close-quarters firefights across global locations, take on cooperative special ops missions, and fine-tune your loadouts with an extensive gunsmith system featuring deep weapon customization and tactical equipment. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15, 25% off, Tomb Raider Anniversary is a reimagining of Lara Croft's original globe-trotting adventure as she hunts the legendary Scion artifact across ancient ruins and deadly tombs around the world. The game modernizes the classic experience with smoother movement, enhanced visuals, refined pacing, and larger, more cinematic environments, while preserving the spirit and structure of the genre-defining original fans remember. It's an 81 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $17, 30% off, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound fuses the classic side-scrolling lore of the original Ninja Gaiden series with the depth and intensity of modern 3D entries, creating an epic, thrilling adventure. Journey with Kenji Mozu as he rises to defend Hayabusa Village when the barrier between the human and demon world shatters during Ryu Hayabusa's absence, combining old-school pick-up-and-play action with modern precision. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $38, 45% off, Monster Hunter Wilds is an action RPG where environments transform drastically, challenging you to hunt monsters, craft weapons and armor, and uncover connections between humans and creatures of the Forbidden Lands. Explore regions with shifting weather and periods of plenty, fallow, and inclemency where monsters adapt and demand evolving strategies, while forging bonds with partners and allies. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Until Dawn is a cinematic, choice-driven horror experience that blends the tension of a slasher film with the interactivity of a branching narrative game, delivering a suspenseful, edge-of-your-seat adventure full of shocking twists. Trapped on a remote mountain retreat, 8 friends must survive a night of terror as mysterious forces close in and their darkest secrets surface, with fear and paranoia building at every turn. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Grounded is a cooperative survival adventure where you've been shrunken to the size of an ant and must explore, build, and survive in a vast, dangerous backyard. You'll uncover the story behind your sudden miniaturization while crafting weapons, upgrading armor, customizing your character with mutations and milk molars, and using clever tactics to fend off swarming creatures across ponds, sandboxes, and termite dens. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $13, 55% off, The Last Faith is a gothic Metroidvania that fuses precise, merciless combat with dark, Souls-like tension, intricate level design, and atmospheric storytelling. You'll guide Eric through snow-dusted mountains, moonlit castles, and a cursed, non-linear world, wielding a vast arsenal of melee weapons, arcane spells, and long-range firearms to carve your own path while executing stylish, creative, and devastating combos. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $20, 20% off, Wizmans World Retry is a dungeon-crawling RPG where you explore the sealed city of Wizarest, absorb enemies, and evolve 3 homunculi through anima fusion. With a timeline-based battle system, elemental counterplay, and monster fusion progression, you'll push through shifting dungeons while building a custom party of inherited skills and abilities with careful strategic planning and experimentation. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $35, 30% off, Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a Souls-like action RPG set in late Ming Dynasty Shu, where warring factions, political intrigue, and a mysterious illness threaten humanity. Play as Wuchang, a pirate warrior with amnesia and the feathering disease, mastering new skills, upgrading weapons, and evolving combat styles to survive grotesque abominations, cunning enemies, and perilous environments filled with secrets and hidden treasures. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered is an action-packed reimagining that originally set a new standard for the franchise. Relive the campaign as Sergeant John Soap McTavish, Captain John Price, and other unforgettable characters, battling rogue enemies across global hotspots from Eastern Europe and Royal Russia to the Middle East in gripping, story-driven, action-packed missions with enhanced visuals and improved audio fidelity. It's a 94 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $19, 25% off, Total Chaos is a survival horror experience where you crash onto the decaying island of Fort Oasis and are pulled into a descent into madness. With an oppressive atmosphere, fragmented environmental storytelling, intense survival crafting, and combat, you'll scavenge resources while uncovering the island's disturbing mysteries across its ruined landscapes under constant intense psychological pressure. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $14, 30% off, Phasmophobia is a 4-player online co-op psychological horror game where you team up as paranormal investigators to gather evidence of ghostly activity and survive hauntings. Explore over 10 haunted locations, from creaking farmhouses to abandoned asylums, using EMF readers, spirit boxes, thermometers, and cursed objects to identify more than 20 ghost types, each with unique personalities, powers, and unpredictable behaviors. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $25, 50% off, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics brings together 7 crossover games, including X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes, and the rare beat-em-up The Punisher. You'll battle online or in co-op and compete in ranked and casual matches with rollback netcode, while beginner-friendly features like adjustable difficulty and one-button specials ensure seamless and accessible play. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $40, 20% off, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown is a story-driven survival strategy game where you take command of the USS Voyager and guide it through the dangers of the Delta Quadrant. Manage the ship, allocate resources, and make tough moral and tactical decisions that shape how the journey unfolds, including branching what-if scenarios that can drastically change crew fates and outcomes. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $21, 15% off, PowerWash Simulator 2 is a simulation game where you blast grime, dirt, and filth from Muckingham and beyond using an expanded arsenal of power washing tools. Explore new locations like Sponge Valley, Power Falls, and Lubra City, tackle multi-stage jobs that reveal hidden areas, clean vehicles and interiors, and customize your home base with furniture and trinkets while enjoying your cat companions as perfect distractions. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $22, 70% off, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii Deluxe Edition transforms Goro Majima into a swashbuckling ex-Yakuza pirate captain on a high-seas adventure filled with lost memories and legendary treasure. This deluxe edition includes legendary crewmates, ship customization packs, iconic outfits, extra karaoke tracks, and an expanded soundtrack to enhance your pirate escapades across islands and enemy-infested waters. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $12, 70% off, Overcooked All You Can Eat is the definitive cooperative party game, combining Overcooked, Overcooked 2, and DLC in a one fully remastered package with enhanced 4K visuals, hilarious chaos, and smoother performance. Tackle hundreds of chaotic levels across kitchens as you chop, cook, and serve under pressure, with integrated multiplayer, local co-op, and crossplay, letting teams coordinate or completely fall apart together. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $20, 34% off, Blueprints is a mystery strategy puzzle adventure set in the manor of Mount Holly, where every door you open reshapes the world and guides your journey toward Room 46 through hidden secrets and surprises. Draft each room carefully, uncovering unique challenges, secrets, and items that can be used creatively to progress, while the mana resets each day, forcing you to adapt your strategies and plan ahead with precision. It's a 90 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $27, 70% off, Sniper Elite Resistance Deluxe Edition is a World War II sniper action game where you join the French Resistance to stop a Nazi threat in occupied France, featuring expanded campaign missions, bonus weapons, and cosmetics. With stealth combat, long-range sniping, and co-op play, you'll carry out tactical missions using wind, gravity, and positioning, while completing additional Deluxe Edition objectives across occupied French territory. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For For $22, 25% off, Palworld is a wild, chaotic, and endlessly entertaining open-world survival game where you collect, befriend, and exploit mysterious creatures called pals to build, battle, and thrive in a dangerous world filled with poachers, hunger, and constant moral dilemmas. You can mount pals to soar across skies, sail the seas, or gallop through vast landscapes as you explore a massive ecosystem filled with secrets and rare species to capture. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $40, 50% off, Dragon's Dogma 2 Deluxe Edition includes the base game and the add-on A Boon for Adventurers New Journey Pack, featuring the Explorer's Camping Kit, Art of Metamorphosis character editor, and more exclusive and powerful items to enhance your journey. Set forth on your grand adventure as the Arisen in a vast, single-player action RPG world where your choices shape your story, vocation, party, and approach to every challenge you face. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $12, 50% off, Dead Cells is a fast-paced Roguevania where you control a failed alchemic experiment possessing bodies to battle through a cursed, ever-shifting island in search of answers. Fight through interconnected biomes with branching paths and no checkpoints, master tough but fair combat with responsive controls, and gradually unlock new weapons, mutations, and abilities that open fresh routes on each permadeath-fueled run. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $12, 80% off, Psychonauts 2 is a whimsical platform adventure where Raz Aquato, a young psychic and acrobat, joins the secretive international espionage group, the Psychonauts, to stop a hidden mole and save the organization. Explore the minds of friends and foes, using psychic powers to solve clever puzzles, battle inner demons, unlock hidden memories, and manipulate environments across acrobatic, quirky, and creatively designed worlds. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $28, 60% off, Hitman World of Assassination is the definitive stealth action package, uniting Hitman, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3 into one massive collection spanning more than 20 global locations. Playing as Agent 47, you'll master the art of creative assassination with total freedom of approach, blending into crowds with disguises, manipulating dynamic NPC routines, and turning everyday objects into lethal opportunities to eliminate high-profile targets. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Trials of Mana is a fully remade action RPG that retells a classic fantasy tale where the world teeters on the brink as the mana tree begins to wither and ancient evils threaten total destruction. Choose your party from unique characters, each with their own story paths, abilities, class evolutions, and personal motivations, then dive into fast-paced, real-time combat and a branching narrative shaped by your team composition and choices. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $21, 65% off, Unicorn Overlord is a tactical RPG where you reclaim your throne and lead a grand army across a vibrant, meticulously crafted world, blending overworld exploration with exquisitely animated tactical battles. Assemble over 60 unique units, grow your renown, strategically command your forces to overcome powerful enemies, and uncover the intertwined fates of 5 warring nations in an epic story of loyalty, power, and destiny. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $12, 70% off, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony plunges you into a world where 16 new students are kidnapped and trapped in a school, and only cunning and observation can save them. You'll investigate twisted murder cases, participate in high-stakes class trials, and make shocking decisions that determine who lives, who dies, and who is punished, all while uncovering dark secrets and hidden motives in narrative-driven mystery. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 95 hours to platinum. For $12, 70% off, Am Setsuna is a heartfelt JRPG where you follow Setsuna as she prepares to make the ultimate sacrifice to save her homeland, delivering a story of emotion, sorrow, and moving fantasy adventure. You'll explore beautifully crafted environments, meet a cast of memorable characters, and engage in a battle system inspired by Chrono Trigger, blending turn-based strategy with modern refinements for a nostalgic yet fresh experience. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Guilty Gear Strive is the latest entry in the critically acclaimed fighting game franchise, featuring stunning 2D, 3D hybrid visuals, fluid animations, and fast-paced, high-intensity battles that push the genre forward. You'll dive into a fully voiced story mode exploring the rich Guilty Gear universe, master fan-favorite and new characters, and experiment with innovative mechanics like wall breaks and advanced combos. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is a 2-game collection of courtroom adventures, following rookie lawyer Ryunosuke Naruhodo as he unravels conspiracies and delivers dramatic turnabouts in 19th century Japan and England. You'll interview witnesses and collect clues across 10 richly detailed and interconnected murder mysteries, blending clever writing, humor, and surprising emotional depth throughout your journey. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Tactics Ogre Reborn is a legendary tactical RPG, Reborn, telling a politically charged story of war, loyalty, and moral choice in the embattled Valerian Isles with sweeping consequences throughout. You'll fight deep, turn-based battles across fully 3D battlefields with revamped UI, unit-by-unit leveling, and endless combinations of classes, skills, equipment, and magic that reward careful planning and theory crafting. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $12, 60% off, Pacific Drive is a first-person driving survival adventure where your battered station wagon becomes your lifeline as you explore warped Pacific Northwest full of anomalies, abandoned research sites, and supernatural hazards. You'll scavenge resources, upgrade and repair your car, and venture deeper into the Olympic exclusion zone, navigating unpredictable terrain, violent distortions, and the ever-looming threat of zone storms. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $26, 35% off, The House in Fata Morgana, Dreams of the Remnants Edition is a gothic visual novel spanning nearly a millennium, exploring tragedy, human nature, and insanity. Experience the main storyline, the prequel, A Requiem for Innocence, and the sequel, Reincarnation, all with enhanced voice acting, beautifully illustrated scenes, and haunting, atmospheric music for a deeply immersive, emotional, and unforgettable journey. It's a 93 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Live A Live is a turn-based RPG where you follow 7 distinct heroes across different time periods, each with unique abilities and stories, letting you experience their lives in any order. You'll master diverse combat styles, explore richly detailed eras, and engage with compelling narratives that blend humor, drama, and strategy, all while enjoying remastered music by Yoko Shimomura and faithful production from Takashi Tokita. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR is a full-length open-world fantasy RPG that immerses you in the epic land of Tamriel, where dragons have returned and the fate of the Empire hangs in the balance. The game includes the complete core experience along with official add-ons Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn, combining vast exploration, dynamic combat, and fully immersive VR mechanics for a truly epic adventure. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 125 hours to platinum. For $15, 50% off, God of War Deluxe Edition is a cinematic action adventure that dramatically reimagines Kratos' epic journey as he seeks redemption in the brutal world of Norse mythology alongside his son, Atreus. You'll explore a richly detailed realm with visceral axe-based combat, emotionally driven storytelling, and seamless over-the-shoulder presentation, with the Deluxe Edition adding the Death's Vow armor set for Kratos and Atreus. It's a 94 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $40, 34% off, Horizon Call of the Mountain is an immersive VR adventure where you play as Rias, exploring the Karja and Nora homelands, scaling peaks, and confronting fearsome machines while uncovering a dangerous threat. You'll climb, hunt machines, craft items, and interact with a richly detailed 360-degree environment using intuitive PSVR 2 sense controls, experiencing the thrill of height, motion, and breathtaking vistas. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $12, 75% off, Pillars of Eternity Complete Edition is an immersive RPG updated for consoles, letting you explore a richly detailed fantasy world with redesigned menus and full controller support. You'll create a unique hero from a variety of races, classes, and backgrounds, assemble a party of compelling companions, and engage in real-time with pause combat across a beautifully crafted world filled with factions, secrets, and epic storylines. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $21, 65% off, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance is a dark RPG where you play an Ahobino in post-apocalyptic Tokyo, wielding immense power to survive and shape the ongoing conflict between angels and demons. You'll experience 2 complete story paths while exploring sprawling wastelands, battling or befriending hundreds of demons, uncovering hidden secrets, and making impactful choices that determine the world's ultimate fate. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $25, 75% off, Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition is a chaotic, loot-filled first-person shooter that combines explosive combat, over-the-top humor, and a sprawling interplanetary adventure. This edition includes the base game, all 6 campaign add-ons, cosmetic packs, designers and director's cut content, new game modes, raid bosses, vault cards, and XP and loot boosts, delivering endless hours of cooperative action and outrageous gunplay. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $12, 80% off, Steins Gate Elite is an animated visual novel adventure where you follow a group of young lab members as they discover a way to change the past using a modified microwave, sending emails that alter history and pulling them into a dangerous conspiracy. Experience remastered animation with newly animated sequences for select endings, while making critical choices that shift the world line and create branching storylines. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $10, 65% off, Soma is a haunting, narrative-driven sci-fi horror game from the creators of Amnesia, set in the eerie underwater facility of Pathos 2, where machines believe they're human. With the radio dead, supplies dwindling, and reality unraveling, you'll uncover unsettling secrets while exploring dark corridors, reading encrypted logs, and piecing together the mystery of what went wrong deep beneath the ocean waves. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $12, 40% off, Chants of Sennaar is a puzzle adventure where you explore a mysterious, labyrinthine tower divided by forgotten languages, seeking to restore the balance between its warring peoples and ancient factions. You'll traverse multi-layered labyrinths, decipher ancient scripts, and solve environmental puzzles while using stealth, observation, and cunning to avoid the tower's vigilant guardians and uncover a long-lost past. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster is a modernized version of the acclaimed JRPG, plunging you into a post-apocalyptic Tokyo where the conception has reshaped the world in chaos. Navigate a city teeming with demons, balance negotiations or combat, summon infused demons to build a powerful team, and make morally complex choices that determine life, death, and the ultimate fate of gods in the world itself. It's an 84 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $15, 40% off, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is a side-scrolling beat-em-up that reunites Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael in a high-energy showdown against Shredder and the Foot Clan. Battle through stages from Manhattan to Dimension X using character-specific combos, team up in up to 6-player co-op chaos, and take on classic villains like Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang in arcade-style action. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $11, 45% off, Death's Gambit Afterlife is a brutal and atmospheric 2D action RPG where you serve as Death's right hand, battling the undying guardians of Cyrodiil in a desperate struggle to uncover the cost of immortality. This definitive edition expands on the original with new levels, bosses, massive mechanical overhauls that deepen progression, add new weapons and abilities, and reshape how you approach every encounter. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $15, 50% off, Shantae Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition is a vibrant 2D platformer starring belly dancing half genie Shantae. This all-inclusive edition bundles every piece of DLC, including Pirate Queen's quest as the villainous Risky Boots, Friends to the End swapping between Sky, Bolo, and Rototops, plus Ninja, Beach, and Officer Shantae modes, all featuring the signature Dance to Transform mechanic. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $16, 80% off, Deathloop Deluxe Edition is a first-person shooter where Colt is trapped in a deadly time loop on Black Reef, forced to assassinate 8 key targets before the day resets in a high-stakes cycle full of inventive twists and strategies. Experiment with stealth, combat, and otherworldly powers as you learn from each loop, gather intel, and upgrade your arsenal, with the Deluxe Edition adding extra weapons and equipable buff trinkets. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $22, 25% off, Rime is a heartfelt single-player puzzle adventure about a young boy who awakens on a mysterious island after a violent storm and begins a journey toward a towering structure on the horizon. Guided by a clever fox companion, you'll explore Mediterranean-inspired ruins and hidden caverns, solve environmental puzzles using light and perspective, and gradually uncover an emotional story told entirely without dialogue. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $18, 55% off, The Wonderful 101 Remastered is a fast-paced action game where a global team of 100 heroes must unite to protect Earth from vicious alien invaders. Players control the entire team simultaneously, combining their abilities to form massive fists, blades, and other creative constructs to defeat enemies and overcome perilous obstacles with dynamic, flowing combat, spectacular visuals, and inventive gameplay twists. It's a 78 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 85 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is a content-rich first-person shooter featuring tactical multiplayer, an expansive zombie suite, and a large-scale Blackout Battle Royale mode. Choose from unique specialists with distinct abilities in grounded, team-focused matches, battle through 5 undead adventures packed with secrets and boss fights, and explore a sprawling Blackout map filled with iconic weapons and fan-favorite locations. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is a rhythm action spin-off that lets you relive iconic moments from the series through over 140 musical tracks, while playing as fan-favorite heroes from Disney and Square Enix World. Battle enemies in time with the music across side-scrolling, aerial, and boss stages, team up in co-op or online versus modes, and revisit key story scenes that celebrate the saga's biggest adventures. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, Star Ocean The Divine Force is a sweeping sci-fi action RPG following Raymond and Letitia as their destinies intertwine across a galaxy teeming with danger, advanced civilizations, and unexpected intrigue. Explore massive open environments, from alien cities to hidden caverns, while engaging in fast-paced, real-time combat that blends high-speed movement, vanish attacks, and powerful skills for adrenaline-fueled battles. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $14, 45% off, Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist is a 2D action RPG where you play as an attuner who must save homunculi driven mad by toxic fumes while exploring the desolate land of fumes. You'll battle fearsome enemies, purify corrupted souls, and master 30 unique skills alongside companions through abandoned cities, laboratories, and grand academies in a hauntingly beautiful post-apocalyptic world full of danger and wonder. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $14, 45% off, Anno Mutationem is a 2D action platformer and 3D exploration hybrid that drops you into a neon-soaked cyberpunk metropolis following a highly skilled combat-trained lone wolf on a personal mission. Seamlessly switch between 2D and 3D perspectives to explore sprawling cities and complex underground structures, and unlock new events while interacting with a cast of characters, including your trusty hacker sidekick. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $30, 70% off, Atomic Heart Gold Edition is a frenetic first-person action adventure set in a utopian world gone horribly wrong, where humans once lived in harmony with robots before technology and experiments made them rebel against their creators. The Gold Edition includes the base game and the Atomic Pass, enhancing the experience with the Annihilation Instinct, Trapped in Limbo, and Enchantment Under the Sea story expansions. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off, Oninaki is an emotional action RPG where you play as Kagachi, a watcher tasked with guiding lost souls to the afterlife in a world built on the fragile balance between life, death, and reincarnation. You'll explore hauntingly beautiful environments filled with tragic spirits, battling corrupted lost through fast, fluid combat that seamlessly mixes hack-and-slash action with deeply personal storytelling and heavy emotional undertones. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $22, 75% off, Demon Slayer The Hinokami Chronicles Ultimate Edition lets you step into the world of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, reliving iconic story arcs from the anime as Tanjiro Kamado and battling powerful demons like Rui and Akaza with stunning 3D visuals. The Ultimate Edition includes all digital deluxe content and character pass packs, offering additional costumes, unlockable characters, avatars, points, and a PS4 theme. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $12, 60% off, Actraiser Renaissance is a modern reimagining of the 90s classic, blending 2D platforming action with city-building simulation as you guide humanity through the battle between good and evil. Cast powerful magic in Realm Acts, protect and cultivate settlements and realm management, and face new bosses while enjoying remastered HD graphics and a fully rearranged soundtrack by Yuzo Koshiro, including 15 new tracks. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, Earth Defense Force 5 puts you in the boots of an elite EDF soldier tasked with defending Earth from overwhelming alien invasions and explosive, action-packed battles across cities under siege. Face the unprecedented Primer aliens, the first intelligent humanoid enemies in the series, whose cunning and strategy demand both courage and skill to overcome, adding a fresh layer of challenge and excitement to the franchise. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $15, 63% off, the Dark Pictures anthology The Devil in Me is a cinematic horror game where a group of documentary filmmakers are lured into a modern-day replica of H.H. Holmes' murder castle, only to discover they are being trapped in deadly games. You'll explore the sinister World's Fair Hotel, solve tool-based puzzles, and navigate run, jump, and climb mechanics while surviving elaborately designed killing rooms that test your courage. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, about 20 hours to platinum. For $10, 65% off, Steins Gate My Darling's Embrace is a romantic comedy visual novel where Rentaro Okabe experiences playful what-if timelines centered on relationships with the future Gadget Lab members and their daily lives. Through branching story routes, the returning phone trigger system, and lighthearted alternate scenarios with characters like Briss and Mayuri, the story shifts from serious science to pure romantic chaos. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $18, 40% off, Season, A Letter to the Future is a narrative exploration adventure where a young woman leaves her secluded village to document the world by bike before a mysterious cataclysm erases everything forever. Ride through stunning landscapes, photograph and record memories, and meet emotional characters while uncovering the culture, history, and secrets of a world on the brink of change. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $15, 50% off, LA Noire, The VR Case Files is a dark, atmospheric crime thriller set in 1940s Los Angeles, now fully rebuilt for virtual reality with enhanced immersion, realistic environments, and reimagined gameplay. Step into the shoes of Detective Cole Phelps to investigate brutal crimes, unravel conspiracies, and interrogate suspects across 7 meticulously recreated cases spanning traffic, arson, homicide, and more. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $24, 40% off, the Ace Attorney Investigations collection brings both investigative spin-offs into one polished package, letting you step into the shoes of Miles Edgeworth as you examine crime scenes, gather evidence, and solve cases through deduction. Both games feature full HD upgrades with the option to switch to classic pixel art, while quality of life improvements like chapter select and story mode make enjoying the story effortless. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, River City Girls 2 delivers a high-energy beat-em-up adventure as Misako, Kyoko, Kunio, and Riki hit the streets when an old foe returns for revenge. Fight through expanded areas of River City, unleashing guard crush attacks, lift-off combos, elemental effects, and other knuckle-busting techniques, while leveling up to unlock new moves, buy items, and recruit defeated foes or hired heavies to fight alongside you. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $21, 70% off, Life is Strange True Colors Deluxe Edition is a heartfelt and beautifully cinematic narrative adventure where Alex Chen must harness her supernatural power of empathy to uncover the truth behind her brother's mysterious death. This deluxe edition includes the full game, 4 exclusive hero outfits inspired by past series protagonists, and the bonus story Wavelengths, where you play as Steph a year before Alex's arrival in Haven Springs. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off, Langrisser 1 and 2 is a remastered classic strategy RPG duo where you command Ledin, Elwyn, and their companions in a quest to obtain the sacred sword Langrisser and restore peace to a war-stricken land. Both games feature branching allegiance systems that shape the story, fully redrawn character art, modernized UI, and the option to switch to classic visuals and the original FM soundtrack for purists. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $12, 80% off, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Deluxe Edition is a tag team action fighter where iconic Marvel and Capcom characters clash in frantic player versus player combat. This deluxe edition includes the full game and character pass, pitting heroes against the villainous Ultron Sigma as they harness the power of the Infinity Stones to survive, plus an exclusive Major Carol Danvers costume for Captain Marvel. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For 20 bucks, 50% off, Fuga Melodies of Steel is a tactical RPG where a group of children board the mysterious giant tank Tyrannus to wage war and rescue their captured families from a ruthless empire. Assign kids to different gun turrets with unique skills, carefully manage their emotions and affinities inside the tank, and make difficult story-driven choices that can unlock the devastating soul cannon or alter the fate of their entire journey. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For 25 bucks, 50% off, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is a full graphical overhaul of the original zombie slang action classic, where you play as freelance journalist Frank West navigating a quarantined mall in Willamette, Colorado. Remade in RE Engine, it features realistic character expressions, material textures, blood effects, and overwhelming hordes of zombies, all enhanced with fully voiced dialogue, auto-saving, and quality of life improvements. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sales stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.